Hello and welcome to another Todd Rolls Dice unboxing and a bit of a review, well, Sprueview I guess that I've coined. But this one is for legendary Space Wolves character Arjac Rockfist, the hardest of all the Space Wolves. Kingsguard, I think he's the champion of the Kingsguard. You guys will have to let me know, I'm still learning the Space Wolves lore. But this miniature is absolutely incredible. We're going to unbox him and we're going to look at the sprue. I will do a building video at some point, but unfortunately it isn't going to be off the back of this one straight away. So this is an early look at it, and then we'll put him together and I think what I'll do is actually record me building him and putting him together, and then we'll show the model off that way. So this is part one of a two-part series dedicated to Arjac Rockfist, and this video is sponsored very kindly once again by the Mystery Den in Darlington. How about we run the trailer and then we'll get into this one. The Mystery Den is a fantastic, friendly local gaming store based in the Enterprise Mall in Darlington, up in the northeast of England, where you can find a whole host of wonderful hobby products, up to 25% discount offered, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, Middle-earth strategy battle game, bolt action, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, alongside hobby supplies like paints of a variety of ranges, brushes, basing materials, and an incredible selection of wonderful and varied terrain. Derek is incredibly knowledgeable and always looking to get his customers the best deal possible. The Mystery Den is open 6 days a week, only closed on Wednesdays, giving you plenty of time to pop in and scratch that hobby itch. So if you're in the local area, pop into the Mystery Den and tell him Tom from Todd Rolls Dice sent you. And thanks again, Derek and the Mystery Den, for sponsoring this content. Again, a huge thank you to Derek and the Mystery Den for sponsoring this video. He very kindly gave me this model to do a review for, so I haven't paid for this. It is a complimentary model from the Mystery Den now that the Space Wolves are released. But the Mystery Den is genuinely one of the first places I will go to pick up hobby supplies, and certainly Warhammer, with incredible discounts across a wide range of products. So while this is sponsored, this is still my own opinions. It's sponsored by a friendly local gaming shop, so Games Workshop has nothing to do with this, which, not that I think they would stop me anyway, but I am going to be brutally honest. I've been honest about things in the past, and we're going to continue that trend here. But how about we take a look at this wonderful, and they picked the right pose, but wonderful picture of him just standing there ready to go. Hammer. I'm going to say throwing, because returning, surely it would come back the other way. But he's an interesting character, because even as a Terminator with his Thunder Hammer, or Faux Hammer as it's called, he just throws the hammer around as a ranged weapon. Incredibly Thor-like. In fact, it is ripped from the mythological Thor. Marvel, I think, potentially had a bit of a hand in it as well, with slinging Mjolnir around like it's nothing. But he completely has that strong Nordic hammer throwing pose that if anybody builds him the other way, I'd be incredibly surprised. But there is another way to build him, as you can see here, and depending on how the sprue is, what I'm tempted to do, I mean, the body, the head, the shield, and all that posing looks like that can only be built one way. The only thing is the changing the shoulder, because the shoulder pad and the arm are at different angles. So I'm expecting a little bit of customization, but not a huge amount, which is absolutely fine. And I'm tempted to take this hammer and have it, use it, change it a little bit, tweak a few of the details, and use it on a Terminator for a bit of variation in power weapons. But how about we take a look at the sprue? So in the box, we get instructions. Is that a 50mm base? Oh, he's a big boy. I mean, he is effectively the Space Wolves Terminator captain. And then, obviously, the sprue there. So, instructions-wise, talks you through the easy steps of putting him together, all as expected. And then you've got a couple of his rules there. So standard Terminator with a 4-up invul, 6 wounds I think is the difference. And then Faux Hammer is just gross, as you can see there. Anti-monster 3-up, anti-vehicle 3-up, and assault on the ranged. It is a 6-inch range, and it is only one attack, but it is hits on 2 up, strength 8, minus 2 AP, 3 damage across all of them, as you can see there. And the melee variant, instead of having assault, has precision and 5 attacks. So stunning, absolutely stunning. Insane stats. We'll move the base as well because we all know what it is a 50mm, isn't it? It is a 50mm. Let's take a look at the sprue. I mean, the details on these Space Wolves kits are just incredible. Look at that shield. So all of his war gear is custom to him, being a named character, but also being Logan Grimnar's champion. Oh, I think we only get one hammer head. We do. Oh, that's a cheeky way of getting around it. Right, there goes my ideas. In fact, that's better because the easiest way to not use faux hammer again would be to not use that head. Look at the runes and the detail on the hammer itself. But it is 2 separate arms with separate hilts, and you just attach the hammer to whichever one you want to use. Still means you can customize that. You can make some cool weapon for another Terminator there, just change a few of these details maybe. Beautiful shoulder pads as well, Crux Terminatus, and then the great company of Space Wolves. Crux Terminatus, a Space Wolf Crux Terminatus on his greave there, and then trinkets and teeth on his little, I'm going to say apron, I think that's the wrong, it's tabard, not tabard, whatever this is. Not a lot of them have this actually, mostly it's fur loincloth things and stuff, but he actually has what looks like a blacksmith's apron with a hammer there and tongs. I believe he was an Iron Priest at one point, and he has now since gone on to be the warrior that he rightly should be. That's probably my favourite shield as well. Just stunning. And then details on the back. All as you'd expect. What an incredible model. I'm just looking for that hand. It's there, isn't it? So yeah, the runes are there, and it is a throwing pose with the forefinger and thumb. Yeah, amazing. Really, really nice, detailed model. I'm looking forward to building him. I'm still trying to work out on a colour scheme for Space Wolf Terminators. So I think I need to throw a test model together first before we start that, but I have ideas and I am looking forward to using him down the line in what is hopefully going to be a little bit of a narrative campaign to kick off battle reports. But very impressed with Arjac Rockfist, and the throwing pose is the only pose in my opinion. But guys, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think of this model if you've picked him up, and let me know how you're running him. Sadly, he can't be run in the same squad as Logan Grimnar. I feel that's a bit of an oversight, but I also understand what GW are trying to do from a rules perspective. Having him and Logan Grimnar and 10 Space Wolves Terminators would be a big chunk, a very big block to work through, but I actually feel that that would be very Space Wolfy. I think that that would fit. I know that the heroes want to go off and do their own thing, and each warrior wants to build their own saga. But I also feel that Arjac would be trying to protect Logan Grimnar where Logan Grimnar lets him. But let me know your thoughts on this unboxing. And again, thank you very much to Derek at the Mystery Den. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.